A Catholic observer recently watched an interview with Bishop Athanasius Schneider. The conversation, hosted by Matt Gaspers for Veritatis Vox, tackled a question that has troubled the Church for decades. Why is Vatican II treated as an absolute requirement for communion, while previous councils are not? Bishop Schneider offered a frank analysis. He began by acknowledging that popes from Paul VI to Leo XIV have sincerely believed the council was the work of the Holy Spirit. They see it as a new Pentecost. But he also noted a troubling reality. The fruits have been confusion, ambiguity, and darkness in doctrine, morals, and liturgy. The bishop posed what he calls the core question. Why must the SSBX unconditionally accept every text of Vatican II when no such demand is made regarding the pastoral teachings of earlier councils? He finds this requirement excessive and inconsistent. Schneider suggested there are two groups among those who demand this acceptance. The first group acts in good faith. They truly believe the council's path is God's will. They try to apply a hermeneutic of continuity, an interpretation that forces old and new to fit together. The bishop called this mental acrobatics and an outrage against reason. The second group is more troubling. They want a different church, half Protestant, adapted to the world. They have lost the Catholic faith entirely, even while holding titles like cardinal or bishop. Over the past 60 years, they have promoted a relativistic, syncretic religion. The conversation then turned to Cardinal Fernandez, head of the Vatican's doctrinal office. He told the SSBX that while dialogue about the council is possible, its text cannot be corrected. Schneider found this alarming. It elevates a pastoral council to the level of infallible teaching, even though Paul VI himself said the council did not define new dogmas. Schneider criticized the modern requirement of submitting intellect and will to non-definitive teachings. This formula, introduced by Paul VI in 1967, forces Catholics to accept ambiguous statements as if they were divine revelation. The bishop called it violence against the intellect. He quoted G.K. Chesterton, who said the Church asks us to take off our hat, not our head. The discussion touched on Cardinal Muller, who recently said Vatican II must be accepted in its entirety and that Nostra Aetate is binding like a dogma. Schneider firmly disagreed. He noted that Nostra Aetate is only a declaration, the lowest level of council documents. Paul VI himself confirmed the council did not intend to proclaim anything as definitively binding. Schneider pointed to contradictions between Vatican II and earlier papal teachings. Pius XI, for example, forbade Catholics from participating in non-Catholic assemblies. Yet Vatican II encourages ecumenism. The bishop said the hermeneutic of continuity cannot honestly resolve such tensions. They are simply contradictions. He also addressed claims that Vatican II created a new religion. He disagreed with that wording. The council text contained many traditional teachings, but he acknowledged strong tendencies toward naturalism and anthropocentrism, especially in Gaudium et Spes. He described it as a manifesto of human-centered thinking. Schneider defended Archbishop Lefebvre's historical role. During the council, Lefebvre united about 250 bishops to oppose ambiguous formulations. Without their resistance, the text would have been even worse. The bishop predicted Lefebvre will be remembered as a great bishop in a difficult time. Regarding the upcoming episcopal consecrations, Schneider advised the faithful to continue praying for Pope Leo. He believes the SSBX's declaration of Catholic faith already meets the minimum conditions for communion. Excommunicating those who profess the Catholic faith and recognize the Pope would be unjust. He compared the current crisis to the Avignon exile. Perhaps the Church is now in a 60-year exile of clarity in doctrine and liturgy. It will end. The gates of hell will not prevail. Until then, Schneider concluded, Catholics must hold fast to what they have received. The Society of St. Pius X exists to transmit the treasure of Catholic faith without ambiguity. And that, he believes, is a service to the entire Church.